Kevin from the Primal Path, and we're going to do a 2-man bow drill fire. I have Todd Walker, the Survival Sherpa, and Bo Blanford.
Well, this is a unique little contraption that I saw on Bushcraft Journal. Maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago when they came out with this. And I thought, you know, at my school, Rise Academy, I thought that it would be great for some of my younger kids to learn how to do a bow drill fire with the aid of a big bearing block. And that's what this is, just a piece of beechwood that has the divots for the spindle inside here. We just carved out a little divot, and we're gonna go out here in the woods in a minute. But this gives you a mechanical advantage when you're doing a bow drill, instead of having to brace up and keep that arm steady, or whichever arm you're using to hold your spindle in. Instead of having to do that and provide all your locking power here against your shin or whatever, this right here does it for you pretty much, okay? So what we'll do is we'll have I'll just use this as an example, that's too long, but if you've got a spindle, something like this isn't it, but if you have your spindle here, under there, then it's providing downward pressure, and 2 men can get on both sides here and take and spin. So it's just another way to make a friction fire. Okay, so you ready to go get some material?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go hit the woods. All right, Evan, this is an old cedar tree that I cut down years ago when I was building my first shelter back there, maybe 5-6 years ago. I didn't cut it down; it was blown down, and I sawed it here. And I want to show you the difference in the 2 types of woods we're looking for. In a cedar tree, which is a great bow drill material, you've got the heartwood in here, which I shaved off a little bit for you to see. But you know what cedar looks like. It's got the red heartwood, but then out here on the outside edge is what we're looking for. We're looking for some that's, you know, thumb size, thumb width, and that sapwood is what we want to try and cut off of this. And we also have got some more right here. You can see the difference in the coloration. This right here, heartwood, and your sapwood. So we'll get this piece here, that piece there. We'll have enough material to do both a spindle and a hearthboard.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Let's do it. Beautiful wood. There it is. On that being our hearth board, we'll use this as our spindle material. So I'm going to go ahead and break that down a little bit. See if we can't get it rounded off a little bit. See how we got rod in that one, but I think we'll be okay. We'll make our spindle. That's wet, but I think we'll be okay. We'll make our spindle about that long, somewhere in there where that rod is, and we can trim that off. We'll make this our friction end. Okay, I'm gonna just round it off a little bit more. Get out of the way. You're good. You're good. I'm just gonna do it lightly. Feel that? Put that on your cheek. Feel a little bit of moisture. And that's going to be our friction end, so that's not good. But it'll be all right. We can make it work. We hope. want you to take your knife and start sharpening this end. And just kind of peel some of that out, and bring it down to about thumb size. Will be good. And I'll start working on the hearth board here. I learned this from, who did I learn this from? I saw Joe from Feral Woodcraft do this, and it revolutionized my whole setup on bow drilling. So you take about a 1/4 inch of wood down, put your knife about a 1/4 inch, put your thumb on here, and you're just going to start hogging off that wood right there, okay?
Yes, sir.
And you want to try, as you do this, try and bring it up to a point up here, and it just makes it so much easier. Instead of having to create a big divot in our block right here that will accept this whole round, we're just going to make a small divot that will accept this point. So instead of having to create a big divot that will accept it, now what we got to do is do a little knife point divot hole, okay?
Sure.
So right here, we're just going to take it and kind of flick your wrist up till you get a point going, okay? And it doesn't need to look like a mountain. It really needs to look more like a point. Just kind of flatten the shoulder off a little bit.
Sure.
If you flatten that off a little bit with your knife, where you kind of dig in and lift up, it doesn't leave a big round crater when you're starting out the way. And see, that moisture right there is a little bit of a concern on the end of this spindle, but we're going to make it work, hopefully. You hear I say hopefully because there's no guarantees on friction fires.
Yes, sir.
Anybody that tells you that they can get a friction fire anywhere, anytime, just stay away from them. All right, I think we can live with that. All right, so we've got that. You see how that looks? You see? Okay.
Sure.
All right, so what we'll do now is come over here and just get it lined up about where we want it. What I want you to do is, we're just going to test it and see around, but you see how that's swaying? Somebody's got to be able to hold this secure. You might want to do it too. Grab that end right there, okay? Now you might want to twist your body, there you go, and get out of the way of that stick. All right, so let's, I'm just going to stand here for now till we get it burned in, and just nice and smooth. Let's see if we can't get it burned in. Go ahead, pull. There it is. You put a little downward pressure on it as you need it, because you got to keep this thing completely, there it is. You got to keep it completely stabilized, okay? And that's where a third person really comes in. It's really handy to have a third person. I'll help y'all get it started, okay? There you go. Push it off. Put the pencil point inside between, there you go. And then keep wrapping all the way around. Put it in like that. And wrap it through there. Just like that. Pull it through. Twist it in there. You twist this too. You know, twist it. There it is. Boom. There you go. Alright. Got to be flipped around. That's it. Either way, however y'all want to do it. let's we got to tighten the bowstring up too, because it's see that wet wood on that end? It's rounding it out. All right, so let's take this off, and we've got enough that we can go and create our notch. Okay, get us a good sized leaf somewhere that's off the ground. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Let's put this dust on there. I set that where it doesn't blow away. Sit on those logs like that'd be fine. Off the ground. It's fine if it blows off. It's not much to it anyway. All right, let's set that out of the way. All right, right here, it's like cutting a piece of pie, right in half, okay? So I like to come in about halfway, eyeball it, make a little notch right there, score mark. Then I can make that score mark all the way down, okay? Just like this. So now, that is my center line of my notch. The way I like to notch my boards is I like to come in at make it look like a triangle or a pyramid, okay? So just like that, that's probably a little, I like to come closer to that line, just like that, and then something like this. So that's what we're going to remove, that part of the wood. We don't want to make this part right here real wide. We want to keep it as narrow as we can with our knife on our notching, so that the spindle has a lip right there on the opening, so that it doesn't fly out a lot, okay? So this cedar is a harder wood to cut than some woods. So if you've got a saw, a little saw on your knife, or your what do you call it? Multi-tool. Thank you. If you got something like that, you can take and just cut your notch out real rough with your saw, and then work it from there, okay?
Yes, sir.
With your knife, once you get the bulk of the wood out. And this helps cut the cross grain to rock that knife back and forth, okay? But a saw, a little fine saw like a Leatherman or something like that, or a Swiss Army knife, really is a jewel when you're having to cut a notch like this, when you're just getting started, okay?
Yes, sir.
See, our notch is a little bit off-centered, doesn't matter. We're going to widen it on this side now to bring it in. Okay? I've made some ugly notches before, and it still worked. So it's not a beauty contest by any means. All we're trying to do here is get a place for that magic char dust to land and heat up, okay? So now on this notch, I like to bring it in. Some people bring it all the way in halfway. I don't. I bring it in about maybe an eighth to a quarter of an inch max into the divot hole, okay? So I've still got a little carving to do. Don't have any dust in the hole yet. Come on. You gotta dig deep, boys. Use the whole string and pick it up. All right, stop. Y'all have an ember, boys. So we're just gonna let that melt together right there. That's a nice big clump of dust because we've been blowing some. All right. Now that's not a huge tinder bundle, but it'll work. All right, let's put that sucker in there. This is you. Nice and easy. Hold on. Move your hands. There you go. You got it. Close it up a little bit. Close it up around there. Not with your hands. Up top. There you go. Blow it. Blow it. Long strokes. Hold up out of your face. There you go. Find the breeze. There you go. Blow it harder. Come on. Long breaths. You're about there. Come on. There it is. Good job. Put it right here on the stump. Woo! Nice going, fellas. Nice going. So, did y'all notice anything about how quickly that thing heated up after we got down to this drier wood? Because we wore away that wet wood. It took several attempts, but you know, we got it going.
Yes, sir.
Good job, fellas. Nothing like a primitive friction fire. Primitive is a loosely used word. I mean, we use modern tools to create it, but still, the fact that you can create fire from these two pieces of wood, the way it's been done for thousands and thousands of years, is an amazing thing.